Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. We're tracking a large low that's moving in to the North Island, bringing rain and also some snow and gale force winds. We've also got the windy westerlies returning to New Zealand next week, bringing heavy rain to the west coast and just those blustery conditions coming back to the New Zealand area, while Australia gets a wintry change at the start of next week. So let's try and make sense of it all. We've got the large low here moving into New Zealand, another low here bringing in a cold southerly for Perth. But this is the main feature on the map, and it's likely to bring in heavy rain, which we've already seen in some northern parts of New Zealand, and now that's going to slide down the eastern area of both islands. We've got the subtropical northerly feeding into the North Island, and down here this high is driving in a colder southerly, which means we will see a little bit of snow around the South Island and central North Island. We'll kick off with the rain maps, and this is the animation for the next 24 hours. And as you can see, the rain comes into this eastern area and really lifts up for the Eastern Bay of Plenty, East Cape area. And we see heavy falls also coming into parts of Hawke's Bay, especially sort of the upper side, northern sides of Hawke's Bay, and then that rain comes down and it's much lighter as it comes into the South Island, sort of drizzly patches and things like that. Just to make a bit more sense of that rain that you just saw, this is the area here in the pink purple shading with the most amount of rain, 40 to 70 millimetres from the 24-hour period from 6 o'clock today through till 6 o'clock Friday, and just a few light showers coming in around parts of Canterbury. And then this is the following 24 hours, 6 o'clock Friday to 6 o'clock Saturday morning. And here is the rest of that rain coming into Hawke's Bay, which pushes your totals up to around 100 millimetres in that area. But the further south you go, the lower the totals are. So it could be something like 100 millimetres in northern Hawke's Bay and maybe half that for southern areas down towards Waited Upper, and not a lot of rain coming through as we go into Friday night, Saturday as well. Got a bit of snow, so this is the animation for the next 24 hours, and as you can see, it builds up around the areas you would expect in the mountains and ranges, but there's just a little bit that comes in around the Canterbury foothills and potentially the plains as well, but we don't expect very much. You also might have noticed a little bit of snow there around Central Plateau. So here's a closer up version of that. And the reason why we've done that is because State Highway 1, the desert road, smack bang in the middle of these snow flurries. So we might be getting a few snow flurries on the desert road over the next day or so. But the good news is Mount Ruapehu likely to get a nice dumping of snow, maybe over 10, 20 centimetres, which would be very welcome. Here is the snow map. It's in the greys and whites, so that's only 0.1 of a centimetre up to maybe 10 centimetres. As I say, there might just be a little bit more around Central Plateau on the mountains there because you've got that moisture of the rain meeting the colder air in the South Island, and they sort of combine around that area. So we just might see some locally higher totals. And as you can see, a bit of the Canterbury Plains in a bit of a risk zone. But again, that's probably more at that 0.1 end, where you just might get a snow flurry or two mixed in with some of those rain showers. So here's the forecast. We get into Friday, the low is out to the eastern side here. Rain continues around Hawke's Bay with maybe some isolated heavier falls in the north, and the strong winds coming through, gale force at times in exposed areas, drizzly showers as we go into Canterbury with a few light snow flurries, and high pressure is expanding in the south, meaning that conditions in the lower part of New Zealand will become colder at night and maybe even a bit frosty. As we go into the temperatures, here's Friday night, Saturday morning, and below zero in the dark blue, 4 to 8 degrees, I should say, below normal, not below zero. That would be a bit more alarming, but it is below zero in a number of areas from about Canterbury southwards. So we will be seeing frosts in these areas, -3, -4s and things like that, down around Southland and Otago. So it's 4 to 8 degrees below normal for this time of the year, and in the North Island also below normal by a few degrees. This area in the eastern side or the northeastern side has normal temperatures on Friday night because the wind and the rain will keep things just a couple of degrees milder than those of you further south. Here's Saturday, so the wind and the showers continue around the eastern side of the North Island. We've got a few showers on the west coast as well, but the high in this area means frosty weather for those of you around parts of Southland, Otago and maybe Canterbury when you wake up. Fairly clear skies in northern New Zealand as well. But you can see the windy westerlies building back up again. They are on the way back to New Zealand. So by Sunday, the temperatures lift up in the South Island as the west and northwest winds return. So Friday night, Saturday morning's cold. Saturday night, Sunday morning, not looking so bad. And you've got that windy weather pushing through across the day. Mostly dry though on Sunday. As we get into Monday, we've got the westerlies returning properly. So we've got showers in both islands, mostly in the west. Still plenty of dry spells in there as well. And over in Australia, Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart all getting a cold front roughly about the same time on Monday morning. So we've got a bit more rain coming into New Zealand with that westerly change, with the bulk of the rain in the places we would expect it to be. Over 100 millimetres coming in for the west coast, but areas like Hawke's Bay and much of Canterbury and the very top of New Zealand in this low level area, a few showers to maybe 10, 15 millimetres on the higher level. So that's over Monday and Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday, it is a bit of a cold one in Australia. There's a very powerful high building here though, and that's encouraging this windy southerly. So there'll be snow showers coming into the mountains and gale force winds in exposed areas and heavy rain. And on the New Zealand side, mild nor'westers and rain clouds on the west coast, but dry pretty much everywhere else. And that is all from me. We'll see you again on Friday for our final update for this week, plus our world weather headlines. We'll be taking a look at some of the biggest weather headlines going on around the world and some more interesting weather quirks. So look out for that update. We'll see you then. Have a great Thursday.